One day, something shifts inside you. You stop arguing. You stop defending your dreams. You stop explaining your choices. Not because you're weak, but because you finally understand something most people never do. You don't need permission to become who you're meant to be. The day you stop explaining yourself is the day your life begins to change. Most people live their lives like they're on trial, explaining why they started a business, explaining why they quit a job, explaining why they wake up early, explaining why they don't party anymore, explaining why they chose growth over comfort. And slowly, without realizing it, they start shrinking their dreams to fit inside other people's understanding. Because every time you explain your vision to someone who doesn't see it, you invite doubt into a place where certainty should live. Not everyone will understand your path. Not everyone is supposed to. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. People don't always ask for explanations because they care. Sometimes they ask because your courage exposes their comfort. Your ambition reminds them of what they postponed. Your discipline reminds them of what they avoid. Your growth reminds them of what they fear. So they question you, not to understand you, but to protect themselves. Because if you succeed, they lose the excuse that success is impossible. Explaining yourself is expensive. It drains your focus. It steals your time. It weakens your confidence. Every explanation forces you to step outside your purpose and defend it in someone else's courtroom. But successful people don't spend their lives presenting arguments. They spend their lives building results, and results speak a language no explanation ever can. Let me tell you a story. There was a young designer named Maya. Maya worked a stable office job, but every night she stayed up learning design, branding, and storytelling. She wanted to start her own creative studio. When she told her friends, they laughed. Creative work isn't stable. Clients are unreliable. You'll fail and come back begging for your job. So Maya started explaining herself. She explained her plan, her timeline, her strategy, her backup plan, and every explanation made her sound less certain, even to herself, until one day something changed. She stopped talking. She didn't announce anything. She didn't argue anymore. She didn't try to convince anyone. She just worked, quietly. 6 months later, she had her first consistent clients. A year later, she quit her job. 2 years later, she was earning triple her old salary. And suddenly, the same people who doubted her called her brave. Not because she explained better, but because she stopped explaining at all. There's power in quiet progress. When you stop explaining yourself, you free up energy to execute. You stop waiting for approval. You stop negotiating your worth. You stop asking permission to evolve. And something powerful happens. You move faster. Because momentum doesn't come from debate. Momentum comes from action. Most people explain themselves out of fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of being rejected. But here's the truth. You can explain yourself perfectly and still be misunderstood. Because understanding doesn't come from words. It comes from perspective. And not everyone has the perspective required to see your future. That's not your problem. That's their limitation. Real confidence doesn't shout. It doesn't argue. It doesn't debate. It doesn't beg to be validated. It moves quietly, steadily, relentlessly. When you stop explaining yourself, your confidence stops depending on approval. And when confidence stops depending on approval, you become unstoppable. There's always a moment when you realize you spent more time explaining your life than living it. More time convincing people than building progress, more time defending choices than making them work. That moment changes everything, because once you see it, you can't go back. You stop announcing moves. You start making them. When you stop explaining yourself, you start trusting yourself. Your decisions get sharper. Your actions get bolder. Your vision gets clearer, because you're no longer filtering your life through other people's comfort zones. You're building it through your own conviction. And conviction is magnetic. It attracts opportunities, confidence, and progress. One day, people will ask how you did it, how you built the discipline, how you made the leap, how you created a life they didn't expect. And you'll smile, because the answer won't be complicated. Your life changed the day you stopped trying to justify it. So if you're waiting for people to understand you, stop. If you're waiting for approval, stop. If you're waiting for validation, stop. Your future doesn't need permission. It needs action. And the moment you stop explaining yourself is the moment your life finally begins. Not everyone is meant to hear this voice. We don't speak to everyone, only to those ready to rise. If you're still listening, you already know what to do. Follow the voice of hustle. Speak less. Grind more.